What's going on, everybody? My name's Eli. Thank you for tuning into the channel. This is The Fan Awakens, and today, really, the video is mostly me just talking about some tips and tricks for Star Wars Celebration. My first convention was Celebration 2019 in Chicago. It was a ton of fun. It was kind of everything I expected and more in a lot of ways. But I don't know. I feel like there's always something that we can gain from sharing experiences. So that's kind of what I'm going to do here. Um, so without kind of getting too far into it, I'll go into my experience a little bit. I had the 5 day pass in Chicago, so I was there all the days. I am from California, so that included, travel. I'd never flown on a plane before, which overall was a good experience. I did go with Spirit Airlines, and that was something else. But the stay itself, we got there the day before, so we were there a long time. We left the day after it ended, so we were there for basically an entire week, which was great. Chicago was amazing, um, but I personally am happy to have it in Anaheim. It's a bit closer. I can just drive. But with that being said, kind of want to go into sort of the easier, basic things first, kind of like obvious things, but I still think should be said. The first thing for me is above all else comfortable footwear. Always comfortable footwear. When I went, I wore basketball sneakers. I brought like 3 different kinds of basketball sneakers, and I will say, not the way. This is not the way. My feet were hurting after day one. And I mean, I was playing basketball and running around back then, things like that. Um, but I will say the footwear is going to be key. It will depend. You can probably get away with it if you're just going for 1 or 2 days. But if you're going for the full 4 day trip, uh, it's a must. If you have to shell out a little bit that you would have otherwise spent on merch, I don't know. I think it probably would be worth it just to give you better memories and not have to worry about, your feet hurting halfway through the con. So that's kind of number one. I also read somewhere, I don't know if it's true, I don't own Crocs. I was thinking about buying some for it. I don't know. I heard that maybe stay away from the Crocs for this that long of a duration. Who knows? If you know, let me know in the comments. Number two, number two, again, super obvious. Stay hydrated. I think there's a couple things they let you bring in food and water, so you can bring in your snacks, bring in your drinks. Definitely load up on the water. If you're gonna be there all day, it's a lot of standing around, a lot of walking around in crowds. And like, yeah, I feel like if I'm at work all day on my feet, it's one thing, but at the con, I don't know what it is, but it just kind of weighs you down a little more. Um, so I would say definitely bring water. They usually, I don't know if they can do it again in Anaheim, but in Chicago, they had these like drink stands everywhere where you can buy like limited edition cups. It's just like I wish I have mine over there. I'll pull it over later. But they give you like a cup. It's like a mug, very basic. But the thing is, once you buy it, you can get unlimited refills every day of the con at these fountains. So it's not like a water fountain. It's like fountain drinks at like a McDonald's or something. You can get water, soda, fruit punch, whatever you want there. And so that's just something that kind of comes in clutch. I think they sold them for like under $10. So if you're gonna be there for a couple days, I definitely think it's worth investing in that. Shelling out a little bit. The cups are cool. I haven't really used it since the con, but it's something. It's something where if you're thirsty, you're in a pinch, you don't want to spend any more money, you can just bring the cup, fill it up, and you're good to go. Outside of that, I think that's really kind of the mostly the hydration stuff. And now we're kind of get into the stuff more focused on the con specifically. So this year, I know they haven't initially or officially announced it, but they do a lottery system for the panels. The main panels, I'm assuming we're gonna have like a Mandalorian or overall Disney Plus panel, probably like an Ahsoka. I'm sure they're gonna talk about the next film, which right now, as far as we know, is still gonna be Rogue Squadron, I believe. But beyond that, who knows? Who knows? But they're gonna do a lottery system, so you got to sign up. It works through your email. You find out if you got in or not, and that kind of plays into that. One thing I'll say is in Chicago, I was there for all 5 days. I didn't get a single lottery hit. I didn't get a lottery hit for the exclusive merch. I didn't get a lottery hit for any of the panels, except for the overflow room. They'll probably do it again. I don't know how the Anaheim Convention Center is set up, but they had overflow rooms so you can either win the lottery to sit in the room with everybody, the guests and in the building, or you can get overflow where you go into an auditorium and you watch it on a big screen with a bunch of people, and you still get all the merch that you would get otherwise. Because if you get into panels, they always give you something exclusive. Sometimes it's a poster or a beanie or a hat or pins or something, so they still give you that cool stuff. um, but the thing is, even if you don't get into those panels, I would say don't worry about it. Don't let it break your heart. Don't stay too set on that. You can still watch it with everybody in a big communal experience. Basically, they're going to have a big Star Wars show stage in the center of the convention. They have big old screens. It's just hundreds of people all excitedly watching it together. And so you still have that experience of like community and togetherness, and everybody being excited for it. So I'd say, it is awesome, I'm sure, to get in the room for those. But if you don't be too disappointed. It's still a lot of fun to see it as a group with all the other guests. So that's my first thing on that. Honestly, it kind of went off the rails there. I think this started as a panel thing, yeah. So I'll say it's awesome. But that kind of leads me to another point. If you're still looking for tickets, if you're watching this video right now, you're still looking for tickets. I know as of the time I'm recording this, they still have the kids' tickets, of course, then adult single day for Thursday, Friday, Sunday. I myself am still trying to find a ticket for my friend for a 4-day pass, but I'm going to wait for the light ticket exchange. I didn't use it the last time, I didn't need to. This time around, I will say the big reason I'd be a bit trepidatious of buying tickets off of people online is just because you're so hingent on them to get into panels and register for things through the email that they could sell it to you and you can absolutely go. They send you the ticket. Um, but one, you could be getting scammed. Two, it's on them to still basically enter you in those lotteries and then tell you if you're in or not, which is a lot of trust to put into someone random. Uh, if you know them personally, that's great. I would say, maybe go for it then. But if you don't know them personally, I don't know. So that's kind of where I stand there. Let's see, what else do we have? Beyond that, I hope it's not the same situation for Anaheim, but getting merch in Chicago from the official store was a headache and a half. I have it well documented. We were there for Thursday night, or Thursday, which was the preview day of the con. There was no major panels, nothing, not everything was set up, and so I was like, if we're gonna get merch, we're gonna get it today. We're gonna wait in line today, no matter how long it takes. I almost ate my words there because we got in line as soon as the con opened. We were waiting before, queued up with the other thousands of people, and as soon as it opened, we beeline to the store. We got in line. Now, if you have the VIP badge, the $900 pass, that lets you get in, of course, in and out without really waiting at all. We just had to watch them going in and out. We waited, I want to say it was 7 hours in this line. It was a fiasco. They had issues with checkout and the line being stalled because the VIP line, they just kept going in and out, which totally fine. You paid $900. You should get that. But the issue is they kept staying at capacity and not being able to ring people out, that we were basically still in line for the almost the entire opening day of the con. We walked the floor for like 30 minutes before they shut it down. So that was interesting. But even so, the silver lining of this is I met some friends in the line. We had awesome conversation for 7 hours. Some of the best Star Wars conversations I've ever had in my life. Um, so I would say if you are going to try and get into the store, either do it the first day as early as you can just to get it over with. Plan it during a panel that maybe is bigger but you don't care as much about because typically the line gets a little shorter then. Or if you're okay with chancing certain things selling out, I don't know if you're, you know, sort of living and dying by getting a certain piece of merch, then maybe wait for the last day. I do know on the last day of the con, the line was pretty short and easily accessible. But for the most part, it was pretty packed and pretty difficult to get into. So that's my tip there. Beyond that, let's see what else do we have. Comfortable footwear again. Oh yeah, I made sure to point out. I want to say it again. Comfortable footwear. It will save you. It'll save the trip. Um, Beyond that, let's see. Da, 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 da. Again, basic one. Just want to touch on it. Take breaks. Take breaks. I definitely didn't do that when I went. I regretted it because I had plans to do different things after the con. Um, and I was too tired every day. I wanted to explore Chicago a little bit more. Certainly didn't have time to do that. I originally had some Star Wars After Dark tickets that I sold back to Disney because I was like, dude, at this point, once it was canceled, I was like, I don't know. I just can't imagine going to the con all day and then going to Disneyland after. Now, in hindsight, maybe I wish I would have held on to them and like left the con early that day and just kind of prepared for it. But I probably would be miserable walking around. It sounds super fun though. So Disney After Dark sounds super fun. But comfortable footwear again. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. But yeah, taking breaks. I know before sometimes if your hotel is too far away to go and take a break and come back, totally understand that. There should be a bunch of benches and places you can kind of hang out, and definitely do it. Take time off. If you're waiting in a line, don't be afraid to sit down. We waited during the Star Wars show to see everybody come on stage for, I mean, hours and hours and hours. And between sets, between different people coming out, we definitely sat down. Anytime you can get off your feet, I think take it. Uh, so that's a huge one. Outside of that, one thing that I knew going into the con, and I know I'm kind of going on and on here, so thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate y'all. But one big thing for me was like how open everybody was to conversation, how welcoming everybody was. I had heard stories. It was my first con, so I'd heard stories like, there's all kinds of cons, but the special thing about Star Wars Celebration is everybody is there just for Star Wars. Of course, there's a lot of things within that. There's the books and the movies and the TV shows and, you know, legends and canon, and everybody's kind of got their own niches within it. But everyone is there for Star Wars. And something that I've always argued is that, like, it is so toxic online, of course, but I think that it's a very vocal minority that brings that toxicity online to the fandom and fandoms in general and the internet in general, I guess. Because when you're at Celebration, I'm sure some people there are toxic on the internet all the time, but when you're there, like you can talk to anybody, and I talked to so many people who had very different opinions than me, but it was very non-toxic. It was non confrontational. It was super nice. And I met some great people. So definitely don't be afraid to talk to people. If you happen to be there and you see me, definitely say hello. I love saying hi to people. Um, Meeting new people. That's kind of half the reason I go. It's just to interact with the Star Wars community that I've grown up with and loved, and so that's a big one for me. What Can't skip this one. Can't skip it. Wash your hands, take a shower, wear deodorant. You know, I honestly didn't experience anything that bad at Chicago. Like, it was really packed, but it wasn't that musty. So, I mean, hats off to the Star Wars community, I guess. It's pretty nice, but definitely bring hand sanitizer with you. Um, I think that there's so many people, everybody's, going to be wiping their nose and going to the bathroom, not washing their hands. Who knows what they're doing? Hand sanitizer, always, because the worst thing is, yes, a lot of people are going to get the con crud, get sick after the con, all that stuff. But, like, if you get sick during the con, that's terrible. There's a couple of people I met in Chicago who, one of them got sick on basically the third day, and it kind of derailed the rest of the trip. Um, and that's something I personally would like to avoid at all costs. That sounds miserable. Um, and we've waited so long for 2022 that hand sanitizer, at all costs. Um, I'm trying to think. That might be kind of it for me on this. I kind of put a rough outline, but I decided to go more off the cuff as we got into it. Um, nope, I got one more. At least one more. Don't overbook yourself. I think that if you're going to the con and you're planning this, that, and the other for not just the con but after, it's gonna be tough. Like I of course I'm looking into after parties and things to do after the convention's over and things like that. I have the whole extra day after the con is over, maybe to go to Disneyland. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how tired we are and how much money we have left over, kind of to a degree. But I think that one thing I did was over plan on my first time around, and like I was like, okay, we have to do this and this and this, and then I wasn't able to do this, that, or the other. And the honest truth is, I still had a great time. So, above all else, if at all possible, the biggest tip I have: enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, because, like, I mean, this is like a privilege to go to. You know, we all saved up money. We all made sacrifices to go to Star Wars Celebration. Didn't buy this or that, or didn't go there, um, or didn't, who we all have our own circumstances, but it is over in a flash. So enjoy your time there. Meet people, have fun, do what you want to do, and just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. That's what I say a million times over. Take pictures, take videos, but try and be present. I've gone to a decent amount of concerts, really not many cons, but different things, and I've certainly tried to put my phone away, um, because, like, it was, and I know people say it all the time, but I remember going through my phone, deleting a bunch of stuff, and I'm just looking at these pictures and, like, videos that I have recorded and thought it was so cool and never looked at again. And I'll be honest, just last week I brought a camera to Celebration. I only used it on the first day. I took a bunch of pictures and videos. I had not seen them since. So I just pulled them off of my SD card and uploaded them like last week. So, just live in the moment, enjoy it. And that's pretty much it. Honestly, if you guys have any more tips and tricks, be sure to leave them in the comments. Maybe I'll make another video sometime soon, a part 2. I definitely plan on making more videos about Celebration and Star Wars going forward. So please leave a like and a subscribe on the channel. It goes a long way. You can follow me at Uncle Sheev on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. If you're going to Star Wars Celebration, I hope to see you there. If not, it's all good. Hopefully, we'll see you at the next one. But you guys take care. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.